In today's video, we're testing out some theories we've heard about pineapple and whether or not they work.
Nate?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I bought some pineapples. Some pineapples. We bought lots of pineapples and we've got things to test. Callie, you have the internet, right?
The internet?
You have
I
the
have
internet.
the internet.
So if you have the internet, there's a good chance you've seen the videos going around showing people tearing pineapple apart. They just like grab a segment, pull it off. And so we want to do sort of an exhaustive exploration of that. And I thought while we're at it, there's some other things we can test with pineapple. Let's cut up some pineapple.
I think the point is you're not supposed to have to cut up the pineapple.
Let's tear up some pineapple. Let's try tearing up some pineapple.
We're gonna tear up a pineapple.
First thing I think we want to test is just straight up, can you tear segments off of a pineapple? It looked like the bottom was cut off and they were just grabbing pieces and pulling them off.
Was it from the bottom or from the top?
It looked like it was from the bottom to me.
Okay, because I couldn't tell, and I've seen those. And part of one of those videos was saying that if you can tear the leaves off very easily, then it is a ripe pineapple.
Heard that. I don't really have a good comparison, and I'm not sure if that works with all varieties of pineapple.
That's very true, but these leaves are actually coming off. I've never tried it before, but it works.
There's a number of other things you're supposed to look for ripeness of pineapple. There's a certain amount of yellow. I've heard like halfway up yellow is really good, and these maybe, I mean, this spot looks ripe. That's about halfway up, and then over on this side it's a little bit less, but these are just what they had at Costco. So, and then there's like, it's supposed to have a little bit of squishiness, but like what's exactly the right amount of squishiness for a pineapple?
That still hasn't been my favorite test you've done so far.
I've also heard quite a bit that you can smell the bottom of the pineapple, and if it has like a good pineapple scent, that means it's ripe.
That's what I came into work to this morning, guys.
Here we've got an entirely separate variety of pineapple. Clearly these are much smaller. These ones are yellow kind of all the way through top to bottom. They're a lot softer, which makes me think that it's possible that these are even overripe.
And they're kind of deadly too.
Yeah, look at the difference in the leaves here. Smooth leaves, razor blade leaves, sawtooth hook leaves. So we're gonna start by cutting the bottom off this pineapple because in that video, the bottom was missing. So we're just gonna cut this off, see how this goes.
So what's your plan now?
All right, so I'm just gonna try and grab a piece of this and tear it off. Oh.
Wait, what?
I mean.
Did that actually work?
A little bit.
No!
It doesn't seem to have worked the same as in the video, but I mean, that's a little segment right there. A lot of pineapple seems like it's getting left behind. That first piece kind of worked. I'm just gonna try the next segment over. Oh. Well, that one kind of got pulverized on the way out. Okay. So I got like a segment again. I do feel like I'm leaving quite a bit of pineapple behind. In the original video, it looked so easy. That's not bad. That piece came out relatively well. Or you want to try just to
just pull out a chunk of
grab.
Woo! Well, okay, I just squished it.
So sort of. That piece right there.
I'm so confused.
It has to do with the fact that a pineapple technically is a type of berry, weirdly enough. By the scientific definition of a berry, all of these little segments are their own separate fruit that were each pollinated, and then they all grow together as one big lumpy fruit. It's definitely not working the same way as did in the video. And I started over here on this side that was a lot yellower, and I think that side was like softer and more ripe.
Yeah, it almost looks like you can pull out larger chunks because we're leaving like a pulpy mess here.
There's a lot of
in the video,
pineapple
you definitely leave the core, but it's not this much.
So we do have another pineapple of the same variety. It's a tropical gold pineapple. This one, at least I'm assuming it's riper based on the color. So this one is much more yellow. You can kind of see the difference, green versus yellow. I am hoping that this pineapple is more ripe. It is a little bit softer as well. And the segments honestly look like they're a little bit more separated as well. That could just be an illusion created by the lighter color from the more yellow pineapple, but we're gonna try tearing this one apart as well. Okay, I'm just gonna cut this in the middle again, and once again we can see if the middle, but yellower, tears well, or if it's just really hard to get through.
Yeah.
That, kind of.
We don't want to leave the big pulpy mess we're seeing.
Yeah, and we don't want to eat the very core. That's supposed to have some enzymes that are unsafe for consumption.
I'm going from the other side of what you just cut, so not the very bottom. And okay, yeah. I see that. That worked out well.
Decent segments here. Bite size, this is actually going pretty close to the core even. This isn't the snack pine, this isn't the fancy variety. This is a tropical gold, and we did not get the same result across the board. This is a pretty ripe and yellow one. It was definitely softer, kind of squishier than our greenish one, but you can see like the little stair steps down we're getting.
Until I ripped a chunk out of it.
This one's suffering a little bit at this point because you got very aggressive with it, which is not a bad thing. Just pointing out what happened.
No, but I had that beautiful, little staircase looking thing going on
the
too.
Whole Fibonacci sequence. We do have one more thing we can test, and that's these tiny little pineapples. They're not snack pines, but they are another variety, and they seem like super ripe.
They do. They're very, very squishy, which normally when you get a pineapple, you don't want it that squishy, so we'll find out.
This is another myth, and I don't know what the origins of this one are, but I learned it from my mother. She firmly believes that if you have to store pineapples for more than a day or so, you should store them upside down. The idea being that there's more sugar and sweetness at the bottom of the pineapple, and storing it upside down, somehow some of that will travel through the pineapple to make all of it better and more sweet. I don't disbelieve this necessarily, I just want to test if we can tell a difference between pineapple that's been standing upright and one that's been sitting upside down. So these 4 pineapples I bought at the same time. These 2 I thought looked very similar in the amount of ripeness, so I stored one upside down and one right side up. Same thing with these 2, it's just that I stored them in the refrigerator. This one upside down, this one right side up. So I'm going to cut up all 4 of these pineapples. I'm going to put pieces of them on identical plates. Callie's not going to watch this. We'll then see if she can identify if any of the pieces seem like they are better and more sweet compared to the other ones that are out. Callie, you're now welcome back to test these things out. We've got 4 slices from 4 different pineapples, I promise.
Okay.
I know which one is which, you do not. So here's my recommendation. 1 slice from near the bottom and 1 slice from near the top. Of each.
Okay. I think this one's room temperature, I don't know. I think that was the top, and that was very sour.
Yes, this is on all of them. This side's the top, this side's the bottom.
That's not ripe at all. And that's incredibly sweet.
I get the sour part you're talking about.
Yep.
Ooh.
So, I think this is the room temperature one. So I've only had one so far, but I would guess that was the one that sat right side up on the counter. This one. As I drop pieces, this is refrigerated, okay.
Good to know that you can tell.
Also, that one has
Pretty
almost
obvious.
no flavor on the top.
Very sour.
Yep. And it's still kind of sour on the bottom too. That one doesn't have as much of a flavor difference as this one did, so I wonder if that one got turned upside down. Let's see. So refrigerated, also extremely sour.
I should say this isn't necessarily a perfect test because we don't necessarily just have the best pineapples.
I'm also throwing pieces everywhere and missing.
Not great, but not bad.
Okay, so this one had these are both refrigerated. This one had a very heavy this one had less of a difference than this one does. This one was pretty bitter on top, sweeter on the bottom. So I would say that this had been the right side up in the fridge. This had been the turned upside down. This one, I would guess at the moment, had been right side up on the counter, but I haven't tested this one yet. Still pretty sour.
And you already said that you think this one was upside down fridge.
And this one was right side up fridge. Am I right on anything?
You were right on these ones and incorrect on these ones.
Okay,
these were both the upside down pineapples.
Okay.
These were both the right side up ones. And of course, yes, these ones are refrigerated, these ones are not. That's pretty easy to tell.
Yeah, that one was easy, but that is odd that you could tell with the refrigerated ones. I'm not sure if it makes that much of a difference because I couldn't tell them all.
This is a whole 2 data points, which is not exactly the basis for
There's
a
no
solid
such thing
scientific
as a
conclusion.
sample of 2.
That's really not that conclusive. It may
No.
be helpful, but it's definitely not conclusive. So in terms of making all of it sweet, definitely not. All 4 of them were absolutely still more tart up at the top of the pineapple.
And how long did you have these upside down for?
About
3
2.5
days?
to 3 days
Okay.
upside down.
I would say that it makes a minimal difference, a slight difference, but very minimal.
Guys, that's not all. You know, we've always got more for you to see. That box up at the top is going to take you directly to our last video. You should go check that out. The other box is going to show you what YouTube thinks you should be watching next. And if you hit this bomb here in the middle, you'll be subscribed to the channel. That way you never miss out on a cool video. Don't forget to ring that bell, and we'll see you in the next one. Talk to you then.